What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with a quick breakdown of all of the new weapons for Lightfall and Season of Defiance. And so in the video today we're going to break down both of the core pools of weapons for the season, and we're focusing on the activity weapons for Lightfall, Neomuna, and Season of Defiance in this video, because there are some pretty awesome weapons with some really good perk rolls, some of which are pretty unique to the new weapons that we've got right now. So I'm going to break down all of these new craftable weapons, guys, in the video. If you enjoy this one, a rating below really does help us out, but without further delay, let's get into it. And so starting out, we're going to talk about the key weapons for Lightfall itself, as well as the Season of Defiance pool of weapons. All of these are craftable. Bungie have made a change for crafting, of course, where we don't need to complete the deep side objectives. So when you get a red border dropped, dismantling it will count as one pattern progress, but of course still for a lot of the weapons, we need to unlock 5 of the patterns before we're able to craft them. But starting out with the Season of Defiance weapons and those which come from the new season activities, initially we have the Royal Executioner. This is a new solar fusion rifle in the adaptive frame archetype, and in terms of the main trait bonuses that it can roll, it's got some pretty good ones. So in slot 1, it can get Envious Assassin, where rapidly defeating targets with other weapons before drawing this one transfers ammo to the magazine from reserves, and this effect can overflow the magazine based on the number of targets defeated. And that's a pretty awesome new perk. We can also see it's a popular one that players are choosing to stick with already. But also in slot 1, it can get Lead from Gold, Threat Detector, Grave Robber, and then Firmly Planted, Slick Draw, and Offhand Strike. The second slot though can roll Incandescent, so this is the first Incandescent fusion rifle, which is pretty cool. But additionally it has the potential to roll Reservoir Burst, Successful Warm-Up, Swashbuckler, Pugilist, Killing Wind, and Elemental Capacitor. So immediately there are some pretty good combos there. Envious Assassin and Incandescent is pretty popular. And of course I suppose that is the newness for this weapon. On top of this, all of the seasonal weapons come with the origin trait Noble Deeds. And the weapon gains charges after assisting allies with revives, healing, overshield, or subclass buffs. And then defeating targets consumes charges, and while charged, the weapon gains bonus handling and reload speed or charge rate for swords. And so pretty cool stuff right there, but next, also from the season, we have the Perpetualis Kinetic Auto Rifle. This is an adaptive frame as well, and in the first trait slot, it can roll Envious Assassin, as well as Keep Away, another new trait, which grants increased reload, range, and accuracy when no combatants are in close proximity. In addition to that though, it can roll Zen Moment, Killing Wind, Elemental Capacitor, Perfect Float, and Hipfire Grip. Then in the second trait slot, we can get Hatchling. That's a new bonus for the season, where precision final blows or rapidly defeating targets with a non-precision weapon spawns a threadling at the target's location. On top of that though, it can get Target Lock, where damage increases the longer the weapon remains on a target. Pretty cool to see that on an auto rifle now. And additionally, it can roll Demolitionist, Golden Tricorn, Cascade Point, Offhand Strike, and Eye of the Storm. Next though, we have a new stasis bow, the Raconteur. This comes in a precision frame. And for main traits, it can roll Archer's Tempo, Perfect Float, Stats for All, Wellspring, Surplus, Shot Swap, and Shoot to Loot in the first slot, with the second trait slot able to roll Headstone, Explosive Head, Rampage, Successful Warm-Up, Eye of the Storm, Pugilist, and Gutshot Straight. And so things like Archer's Tempo and Perfect Float, combined with Headstone or Explosive Head, definitely sit at the top of the list, but there are a handful of pretty decent combinations for the bow. Next though, there is the Prodigal Return, and this is a lightweight frame arc grenade launcher. Of course, it's a special ammo launcher, and in the first trait slot we can roll Envious Assassin, Lead from Gold, Thresh, Threat Detector, Turnabout, Shot Swap, or Field Prep. And then the second trait slot can do something interesting, as it features Volt Shot, so we've now got Volt Shot on a special grenade launcher for the first time, but it can also roll Demolitionist, Rampage, Danger Zone, Adrenaline Junkie, Disruption Break, and Harmony. Next though, for the season weapons, we have Caretaker. This is an adaptive frame solar sword, and for main traits it can roll Tireless Blade, Relentless Strikes, Duelist's Trance, Flash Counter, and Energy Transfer, with the second trait slot able to roll Valiant Charge, a new perk where receiving damage while guarding temporarily increases sword lunge distance. But on top of that, it's also able to get Incandescent, Surrounded, Assassin's Blade, and One for All. So another pretty interesting and unique weapon right there. But finally, for the Season of Defiance set of weapons, there is Regnant, which is a void adaptive frame heavy grenade launcher. The first trait slot can get Autoloading Holster, Envious Assassin, Stats for All, but also Repulsor Brace, Thresh, Shot Swap, or Rangefinder. Then for the second trait slot, we're able to get Explosive Light, as well as destabilizing rounds, where final blows cause nearby targets to become volatile. Of course, that, as well as explosive light, are going to be pretty popular. But additionally, it can get Cascade Point, Disruption Break, Unrelenting, One for All, or Pugilist in the second trait slot. And so I'd say there's a pretty strong set of weapons right there for the Season of Defiance. And I'd love to get your thoughts about top roles and weapons that you'd love to chase down. But now we move over to Lightfall weapons. And of course, these will drop through Lightfall activities, Neomuna destination stuff, vendor rewards, and also terminal overload. And first up we have Round Robin, which is an aggressive frame kinetic hand cannon. And for trait perks, it can roll Keep Away, Subsistence, Under Pressure, Envious Assassin, Killing Wind, 4th times the charm, or Perfect Float in the first trait slot. And then the second trait slot can get Hatchling, and precision final blows or rapidly defeating targets with a non-precision weapon will spawn a threadling at the target's location. And additionally, there is Kill Clip, Golden Tricorn, Opening Shot, Harmony, Elemental Capacitor, and Pugilist. Then of course all of the Neomuna weapons have Nanotech Tracer Rockets, the new Origin trait, and landing multiple hits turns your next shot into a homing micro rocket. Next though we have the Iterative Loop, and this is a new rapid fire frame arc fusion rifle. This one can get some pretty good bonuses, so in the first trait slot it can roll Under Pressure, Compulsive Reloader, Lead from Gold, Killing Wind, Well-Rounded, Grave Robber, or Slick Draw. Then for the second trait slot it can get Volt Shot, so much like we got an incandescent fusion rifle for the first time, we now get Volt Shot on a fusion as well, and that will probably be one of the main appeals for the weapon. But additionally in slot 2 it can roll Demolitionist, Adrenaline Junkie, Kickstart, Pugilist, Adagio, and Elemental Capacitor. The next weapon we have though is the Volta Bracket, and this is a strand aggressive frame sniper rifle. In the first trait slot it can roll Triple Tap, as well as Envious Assassin, Keep Away, Subsistence, Perfect Float, Firmly Planted, or Shoot to Loot. And then for the second trait slot we can get Explosive Head, as well as Hatchling, Firing Line, Opening Shot, Cascade Point, Under Pressure, and Eye of the Storm. Next up though there is the Philotactic Spiral, a new arc high impact frame pulse rifle. And in the first trait slot we can roll Keep Away, Tunnel Vision, Under Over, Perfect Float, Compulsive Reloader, Shot Swap, or Hip Fire Grip. Then in the second trait slot we can get Volt Shot, so we've now got Volt Shot on a pulse rifle, but it can also roll Kill Clip, Frenzy, Head Seeker, Elemental Capacitor, Harmony, or Gut Shot Straight. So again, some pretty interesting options for different bits of content there. The next weapon though is a pretty good one, and it's the Dimensional Hyper Truckoid. I'm probably butchering that name, but it's a stasis compressed wave frame grenade launcher, and projectiles release a wave of compressed energy when they contact the ground. So a slight variant on wave frame right there, but it can get some pretty good perks, and in the first trait slot, it can roll Envious Assassin, Stats for All, Field Prep, Unrelenting, Shot Swap, Threat Detector, or Genesis. And then the second trait slot can roll Chain Reaction, and of course having the wave frame element on top of Chain Reaction and on a stasis weapon is definitely something a little bit unique right there. And so much like the top rolls listed here, Envious Assassin and Stats for All are pretty good, especially combined with Chain Reaction there. But the second trait slot can additionally roll Vorpal Weapon, One for All, Disruption Break, Thresh, Turnabout, and Pugilist. Next up though we have the Synchronic Roulette, and this is a new precision frame strand SMG. And according to the collections right here, this weapon will drop exclusively from Terminal Overload in Liming Harbor, and in the first trait slot it can roll Under Pressure, Keep Away, Envious Assassin, Slick Draw, Perfect Float, or Pulse Monitor. Then for the second trait slot, it can get Hatchling, and that's going to be a pretty good bonus on this weapon, but additionally, we can roll Elemental Capacitor, Kill Clip, Cascade Point, Target Lock, or Pugilist. Next though there is the Basso Ostinato, and this shotgun can drop from Terminal Overload in Ahimsa Park. It's a rapid fire frame void shotgun, and in the first trait slot we can get Well-Rounded, Lead from Gold, Envious Assassin, Grave Robber, Perpetual Motion, or Shot Swap, with the second slot able to roll Destabilizing Rounds, which again allows final blows to cause nearby targets to become volatile, but it additionally has options of Trench Barrel, Pugilist, 1-2 Punch, Opening Shot, or Adagio. Very finally though, there is the Circular Logic, and this machine gun will drop from Terminal Overload in the Zephyr Concourse, and this is a strand adaptive frame machine gun, where in the main trait slot we're able to get Keep Away, Envious Assassin, Shot Swap, Pulse Monitor, Offhand Strike, and Feeding Frenzy. Then in the second trade slot, we can get Hatchling with it being a strand weapon, but also Golden Tricorn, Vorpal Weapon, Eye of the Storm, Target Lock, and so we've got another machine gun with Target Lock right there, or finally Demolitionist. And so I'd say actually there are a handful of pretty good weapons for the season, and at least some of these are introducing some new capabilities, with a few pretty juicy perk options. So let us know guys down below which weapons you'll be chasing down. Once again, they are craftable, so in the next couple of weeks we're going to start getting access to some of those crafting options. For today though, I hope the video has been useful, and if it has, a rating below really does help us out. Again, share your thoughts in the comment section, and feel free to get subscribed if you want to see more Destiny content. But otherwise, as always, I appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.